Smoke rose from the shattered earth like ghosts, curling around broken machines and silent bodies. The ground still trembled with heat from earlier blasts, and the air was thick with dust and the metallic scent of burnt metal. Lieutenant Marcus. Hale moved carefully through the wreckage, his boots crunching over twisted metal and cracked stone. His mission wasn't to fight. He was a field linguist, a translator trained in alien languages. His job was to help communication during peace talks, but today there was no peace, only silence and destruction. Marcus held his translator tablet tightly. He was supposed to be reporting to the command center, but something had pulled him deeper into the ruins of the old outpost. A strange signal had come through his headset. A soft, broken transmission in a language only he had studied, Karini. The Kareen were warriors, tall, strong, and ruthless in battle. The humans had been at war with them for 3 years. No one expected them to surrender. And yet the voice he had heard was not full of anger. It sounded weak and in pain. He turned a corner and froze. There she was, a Kareen commander, towering even while kneeling. Her body was covered in blood-streaked armor, dark purple with glowing silver lines. Her left arm was torn and one of her shoulder plates hung useless. A large plasma blade lay broken beside her. One of her 4 eyes was shut from injury, and the others stared at him without fear, but without the usual hate. Marcus swallowed hard. He had seen pictures, yes, but never this close. She was huge, nearly 3 meters tall, her muscles thick. Like tree trunks, her face marked with scars from many battles. And yet, she did not move. He raised his hands slowly. "I'm not going to hurt you," he said calmly. She tilted her head. "You understand me?" he asked. Her voice was deep and rough but not angry. "Yes, human, I do." Marcus stepped closer. He could see her breathing was slow and shallow. She was badly hurt. "Do you need help?" he asked carefully. She gave a bitter laugh. "Help? From a human?" Her lips curled into something between a smile and a snarl. "Why?" Marcus didn't answer right away. He didn't have a reason. Not a clear one anyway. She was the enemy. She was supposed to be taken prisoner or killed. That was the rule. But in this moment, looking at her, broken, tired, and silent, she didn't feel like an enemy. "You spoke to me," he finally said. "I'm the only one who would understand you. So maybe you're not ready to die yet." She looked at him for a long time. Her expression didn't change. Then, slowly, she dropped her head. "I have lost everything," she whispered. "My squad, my honor, my purpose." Marcus crouched beside her. "You still have your voice. That means something." Silence, again. The wind blew through the broken beams above, making a low, sad sound. Then, very softly, she said one word. "Why?" Marcus paused. He didn't know what she meant. Why he helped her. Why he cared. Why humans were even here. He looked into her eyes. "Because I think you don't want to be what the war made you." "Not really." She gave no answer, but her shoulders dropped a little and her eyes closed for a moment. Maybe from pain, maybe from trust. He opened his comm link. "Command, this is Lieutenant Hale. I found a living Kareen officer. She's wounded but conscious, requesting medical assistance and secure transport." There was a pause. "Repeat, Lieutenant. You found a live Kareen?" "Affirmative. She's not resisting." "Copy that. Stand by." Marcus looked at her again. "Help is coming." She didn't look at him. "If I am taken, your people will question me, torture me." "No," Marcus said firmly. "We're not like that." She gave a small grunt. "We will see." He sat beside her in the dust. 2 warriors from different worlds, one broken in body, the other unsure in heart, neither knowing what came next. But in that quiet moment, something small began. Not peace. Not yet. But something even rarer in war. Understanding. The Kareen warrior was carried into the human base by 4 soldiers, her arms locked in heavy cuffs. Even injured, she stood taller than anyone in the room. Her eyes scanned everything, sharp and alert. Though her body was weak, her spirit was not broken. Lieutenant Marcus Hale walked behind the group, his mind full of questions. Why did she speak only to him? What was she thinking? Was she dangerous? He didn't know. But something inside him told him she was more than just another enemy. The medical bay was quiet. 2 doctors and a security officer stood waiting. One of the doctors, a gray-haired woman named Dr. Lin, looked nervous. You sure about this, Lieutenant? She asked. She's a Kareen. She could kill someone if she wakes up angry. Marcus nodded. She needs treatment. She surrendered. And she speaks. The guards carefully placed the warrior on the examination bed. Her eyes opened slowly. When she saw Marcus, she said nothing, but he could feel the weight of her stare. Her name? Dr. Lin asked. Marcus turned to the alien. What do I call you? The warrior took a moment, then spoke. Tayra Sun, daughter of Sun Karel. Marcus repeated it slowly for the doctor. Tayra Sun. Dr. Lin scanned Tayra with a medical tool. Broken ribs, a dislocated shoulder, plasma burns. She's lucky to be alive. I do not believe in luck, Tayra said flatly. Marcus translated, then added, She says she doesn't believe in luck. Tayra gave him a sideways look. You speak with respect. Not many humans do. I studied your language to understand your people, Marcus said. And what did you learn? She asked. That your people are not monsters, he said quietly. Tayra did not reply. Later that day, Tayra was moved to a special holding cell. It had no bars, just a strong energy field that glowed softly. She sat on a bench, her eyes closed, arms resting on her knees. A patch of bandages covered her shoulder. Marcus stood outside the barrier watching her. He spoke into the intercom. You can rest now, you're safe. Her eyes opened. Safe? You have locked me in a cage. It's for protection, he replied. Ours and yours. She gave a dry laugh. The humans fear me. You're strong. That makes people nervous, he said. She tilted her head. And yet you are not afraid. Marcus hesitated. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't see just your armor and size. I see someone who could have killed me but didn't. Tayra looked at him closely. You are strange, human. I get that a lot. He smiled. Over the next few days, Marcus visited her, often. Each time she spoke only to him. She ignored the guards, the doctors, and even the high-ranking officers. They called it manipulation. They warned Marcus to be careful, but he didn't feel she was lying. One morning, he brought her a small translator device and placed it inside the cell. You can use this to talk to others, he said. She picked it up and stared at it. I do not wish to speak to others. They look at me with fear or hate, but you listen. Why me? He asked. Tayra stood slowly. She walked toward the barrier, her large frame casting a shadow over Marcus. Because you understand. Silence. You do not speak just to fill space. When you ask, you wait for the answer. Marcus met her eyes. Is that rare among your kind? She nodded. In my world, silence is weakness. But I have seen too much war, too much noise. I am tired. Marcus stepped closer. Then maybe we can learn from each other. I speak your language. Maybe you can teach me how to see your world, not just as a soldier. She looked down at him, tall and scarred, yet no longer cold. I will speak to you, she said at last. But only you. That night, Marcus sat with his report trying to explain the unexplainable. His commanding officer didn't like it. She's a prisoner of war, the colonel said. Not your friend. She has information. Maybe more than we think, Marcus said calmly. If we want peace, we have to understand her side. The colonel shook his head. Be careful, Lieutenant, don't let your sympathy blind you. But Marcus had already made up his mind. Terasun was more than a warrior. She was the first voice of change. It was quiet in the room. The energy shield buzzed softly, separating the human from the alien. Marcus Hale sat on a metal chair just outside the glowing barrier, watching the tall figure inside. Terasun sat cross-legged on the floor, her arms resting on her knees. The scars on her face caught the light. Her eyes were open, but her mind seemed far away. Marcus spoke gently. "You haven't said much today." Tera blinked slowly. "I have been thinking." "About what?" She was silent for a moment. Then, she asked, "Have you ever lost your people?" Marcus looked down. "My parents died in a transport accident years ago, but not like you mean. I've never seen my squad wiped out in battle. I've never heard silence after calling for backup." She nodded. "My last mission, we were told we would be supported. We waited, we fought, we sent messages. No answer came." Marcus listened carefully. He didn't interrupt. Tera's voice dropped. "I led them. Young warriors, brave, loyal. We fought until our blades were broken, until our guns overheated. We fought with our hands. I buried them in the dirt myself." Marcus swallowed hard. "I'm sorry." She looked at him with tired eyes. "I was raised to believe in honor, that our empire rewards loyalty. But no help came. No message. Nothing. We were forgotten." Marcus leaned forward. "So now you don't trust them anymore?" "I trust what I see," she said. "And what I saw was betrayal." Later that evening, Marcus sat in the officers' meeting room. Several military leaders were there, including Colonel Rourke. "She's opening up," Marcus said. "She's questioning the Korean Empire. That matters." Colonel Rourke crossed his arms. "And you believe her?" "She's not lying. She told me about being abandoned, about how the Empire left her to die." Another officer, a woman named Captain Daya, spoke up. "So she's angry at her people. That doesn't make her our friend." "She's not a friend," Marcus replied. "She's a chance." The next day, Tera asked for something unusual. "I want to walk," she said. "Not far, just outside this room. My body is healing, but it needs movement." Marcus wasn't sure. "That's not my call. I will wear restraints," she said. "I give my word I will not harm anyone." After some discussion, security agreed under one condition. She would walk with 2 guards and Marcus by her side. As she stepped out, many soldiers stopped what they were doing to watch. Some backed away, others whispered. Tera stood tall, her step slow but steady. Marcus could feel the tension in the air. "They fear what they don't understand," he said. Tera gave a soft grunt. "So do we." They reached a quiet training area. Tera sat on a bench under the sky, eyes scanning the stars. "Your people are loud," she said. "So many voices, so much movement, it is strange." Marcus smiled. "We're a young species, still figuring things out." She looked at him. "You ask questions no Korean ever would." "Because I want to learn." She paused, then said, "I lost faith in the Empire, but not in purpose. I think I was meant to meet you." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Why?" "Because you listen." That night, alarms rang through the base. Marcus jumped from his bed and grabbed his communicator. "Report," he shouted. "Someone tried to enter the alien holding cell," a soldier replied. "An unknown figure tried to override the shield." Marcus ran through the halls and reached the security center. Footage showed a person in a stolen uniform, trying to shut down Tera's cell. The attacker had escaped. "Someone wants her gone," Colonel Rourke said. "Maybe Korean agents, or maybe someone on our side who doesn't trust her." Tera was moved to a more secure room. When Marcus visited, she looked angry. Not scared, but betrayed again. "Even here, I am hunted." "I'm sorry," Marcus said. "We'll protect you." She stared at him. "Then I will tell you something no Korean would dare speak." Marcus leaned in. Her voice was low but clear. "The Empire is building something, a weapon, large enough to break worlds." His heart skipped a beat. Planet Cracker? Tara nodded. It is almost ready, and they will use it, not just on your colonies, but on Kareen rebels, any system that questions them. Marcus felt cold. Why are you telling me this? She looked directly into his eyes. Because I want to stop it, but I cannot do it alone. The next morning, the base was unusually quiet. Soldiers moved with purpose. Officers spoke in low voices. News of Tara Soon's secret had spread quickly. Through the highest ranks, Marcus Hale stood outside the secure room, staring through the glass. Tara was inside, standing tall, her hands behind her back. She looked calm, but her eyes were sharp, watchful. Colonel Rourke stepped beside Marcus. A world-breaking weapon? He asked. Do you really believe her? I do, Marcus said. She has no reason to lie. She's risking everything by telling us this. She's Kareen, Rourke replied. Maybe this is part of a larger plan. Marcus shook his head. She's not loyal to the Empire anymore. She wants to stop them. Rourke crossed his arms. Even if she's telling the truth, how do we stop a weapon that can destroy planets? We start by listening to her, Marcus said. She knows where it's being built. Inside the room, Tara turned her head slightly as Marcus entered. They don't believe me, she said without greeting. Some of them don't, Marcus replied. But I do. She nodded. Then I will give you everything I know. But I want something in return. Marcus narrowed his eyes. What is it? A chance to face the Empire, she said. Let me go with you. If you send others, they will not survive the path. I know their codes, their signals, their weakness. I can get you close. Marcus hesitated. That's dangerous. They'll kill you on sight. I am already dead to them. She said simply, let me finish my fight with purpose. Later that day, a meeting was called. Commanders, scientists, and diplomats gathered in the strategy room. A large star map floated in the air, showing Kareen-controlled space. Tara, under guard, stood beside Marcus as she pointed to a red star system on the edge of the map. This is where the weapon is being built, she said. Inside the moon of Sirach 3. It's hidden under the surface, powered by a stolen core from the Alarian fusion treaty. One scientist gasped. That's impossible. That core was declared missing 6 months ago. Tara continued. The Empire plans to test the weapon soon. Once it is active, nothing will stop them. Colonel Rourke leaned forward. What do you suggest? Marcus spoke up. A small team. Fast, quiet. We sneak in, gather proof, and if possible, sabotage the weapon. Tara added, they won't expect one of their own to return, especially me. The room fell silent. Everyone knew the risk, but they also knew the truth. If this weapon was real, they had no time to waste. The mission was approved. Marcus and Tara were placed at the heart of the team. With them were 2 engineers, a tech specialist, and a silent soldier named Wren, known for getting into places no one else could. Before leaving, Marcus visited Tara one last time in her holding cell. You don't have to do this, he said quietly. You've done enough. Tara looked at him with steady eyes. You saw me as more than a monster. You gave me a voice. Now, let me use it to stop something worse. Marcus gave her a nod. Then we do this together. The stealth ship flew silently through space, hidden under special cloak fields. Tara sat near the front, guiding them through hidden Kareen paths. She spoke calmly, issuing security codes that fooled Kareen patrols. The human crew watched her closely, some with doubt, others with respect. She didn't try to impress them. She simply did what needed to be done. After days of travel, the ship reached Sirach 3. From orbit, the moon looked dead, gray, dry, lifeless. But Tara pointed to a rocky canyon. There, a hidden dock. It will be lightly guarded. Most of the troops are inside. The team suited up, weapons ready, minds sharp. As the ship landed quietly, Marcus felt a chill. He looked at Tara. "You okay?" he asked. She gave a small smile. "For the first time in a long time, I feel ready." The mission had begun. They were stepping into the shadow of a weapon strong enough to end worlds. But Tara soon, once a warrior of the Empire, now walked beside humans, with purpose, not pride. And Marcus knew. The galaxy was about to change. The ship touched down quietly on the surface of Sarok 3. The dust settled around its landing legs and the engines powered down with a soft hum. There was no sound outside, just silence and shadow. Inside, the team moved quickly. Marcus checked his weapon, adjusted his helmet, and looked to Tara soon. She was already standing at the hatch, dressed in light armor, no longer in chains. She looked every bit the warrior again, but her eyes were calm, not angry. "Is this where the hidden entrance is?" Marcus asked. Tara nodded. "Just beyond that ridge, the Empire carved a tunnel under the moon's surface. Only those with clearance know about it." Ren, the silent soldier, scanned the area with a handheld device. No signs of patrols. Either this place is well guarded inside or they're not expecting anyone out here. Marcus gave the order. "Let's move." The team climbed over rocky hills and slid down loose gravel into a wide canyon. The moon's surface was rough, gray, and quiet. The sky above was black, filled with distant stars. They reached a tall, stone wall that looked natural. But Tara stepped forward and placed her hand on a specific rock. A soft beep sounded. A hidden door slid open, revealing a dark tunnel. Tara looked back at Marcus. "This is where it gets harder." "Let's go," he said. Inside, the tunnel stretched deep underground. The walls were lined with metal beams and hidden sensors. Red lights glowed from panels on the sides. The air was dry and cold. Tara led the way, moving with steady steps. The others followed closely, weapons ready. At one turn, she paused. "There's a camera around the next corner," she whispered. "Give me a second." She stepped out, spoke a short code in her native language, and waited. The camera light blinked green, then shut off. "How do you still have access?" the tech specialist whispered. "They didn't remove me from the system," she replied. "They believed I was dead." They reached a large chamber. Inside was a huge metal platform with a lift at the center. Above them, thick pipes and wires hung from the ceiling. Below, deep shadows hinted at massive underground rooms. "This lift goes straight to the weapon core," Tara said. "From there we can get the proof you need. But the deeper we go, the harder it will be to leave." Marcus looked at her. "You still sure about this?" She nodded. "Yes. Let's finish this." The team stepped onto the platform. Tara pressed a code. The lift began to move down. The silence was heavy. Everyone knew, if they were caught, there would be no rescue. The core chamber was huge. At the center stood the weapon. It looked like a giant black crystal wrapped in metal arms. Energy pulsed inside it like lightning caught in a storm. Screens and control panels lined the walls. Engineers moved quietly between them, unaware of the intruders. The team stayed in. The shadows. Tara pointed. "That console controls the weapon's core. If you plug in a data stick, it will copy all logs and designs." The tech specialist moved carefully, reached the console, and began downloading the files. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang out. Everyone froze. "They found us," Tara said. Soldiers poured in through side doors. They were Korean, in silver armor. "Weapons raised. Go," Marcus shouted. "Take cover." Blaster fire filled the air. The team dove behind crates and walls. Tara stood in front, blocking a blast with a shield she had taken earlier. She returned fire with sharp aim. More soldiers. "Arrived," Marcus shouted into his comms. "Do we have the data?" The tech yelled back. "Almost there, 10 more seconds." Tara turned to Marcus. "Get them out. I'll hold them." "No," Marcus yelled. "We leave together." But she had already stepped forward, firing both. Weapons drawing enemy fire. The download finished. "Now!" the tech yelled. Marcus grabbed the data stick and pulled the team back toward the lift. Tara kept firing, covering them. As the team rose back to the surface, Marcus looked down. Terra was still fighting, surrounded, refusing to fall. The doors closed. The ship took off quickly, breaking through the moon's thin atmosphere. Marcus stood at the front, breathing hard, hands clenched. "She stayed behind," the tech said, quietly. "She gave us a chance," Marcus replied. She knew the mission mattered more. Everyone fell silent. But inside Marcus's mind, her last words echoed, "Let me finish my fight with purpose." The ship sped through space, leaving the moon Sirach 3 far behind. Inside, the crew was silent. The mood was heavy. They had completed the mission, but not everyone had returned. Marcus stood near the window staring into the stars. His hands were tight around the rail. His mind was still in the battle, still hearing the blasts, still seeing Terra fighting. Alone, her back to the wall. "She gave us everything," said Ren quietly from the corner. "She didn't hesitate." "No," Marcus whispered. "She didn't." The tech specialist walked over, holding the data stick. "We got it. The full weapon design, security codes, and activation plan. She was right. It's real. And it's almost ready." Marcus took the stick and stared at it. Inside this small device was the proof they needed to stop the Korean Empire. But the price was high. "She trusted us," he said softly. "Now we have to make it count." When the ship returned to Earth's orbit, military leaders were already waiting. They had heard about the mission and about Terra's sacrifice. In the command center, Marcus stood before a large screen, showing the information taken from the weapon facility. Engineers and scientists studied the data in silence. "The weapon is called the Void Hammer," Marcus explained. "It uses a stolen fusion core. It can destroy an entire planet with a single pulse. The Empire plans to use it on rebel systems and on any world that refuses to kneel." General Atwood, a tall man with gray hair and a deep voice, spoke next. "And what proof do we have that this information is real?" Marcus stepped forward. "Terra soon. She gave us everything. She gave her life for this." Another officer added, "We've checked the codes. They're real. The stolen fusion core matches. The Empire isn't bluffing." The room was quiet. Finally, the general spoke again. "Then we don't have time. We'll send a warning to Allied systems. We'll prepare defenses. And we'll do what Terra wanted, stop that weapon." Later that night, Marcus stood on a rooftop under the stars. The city below him was calm, lights blinking like small stars. But inside, his heart felt heavy. He remembered her voice. "You gave me a voice. Now let me use it." She had come as an enemy, but left as something more. An ally, a fighter, a friend. Suddenly, a voice behind him broke the silence. "You look like you've been staring at the same star for hours." Marcus turned. It was Captain Daya. She believed in something greater, he said. Even when her people turned their backs on her. Daya stepped beside him. "Some warriors are born from pain. Others choose to become something better. She chose." Marcus nodded. "I just wish we could have brought her back." Days later, something unexpected happened. A coded message reached the Earth base. It was scrambled, heavily encrypted, and carried the Korean signature. The system flagged it as hostile, but Marcus insisted on checking it. When the message was finally decoded, a single image appeared. On the screen, it was Terra. She was wounded, one arm in a sling, but alive. She spoke slowly, her voice quiet but strong. "I escaped the core room using the emergency tunnels. I am in hiding. The Empire has placed a bounty on my head, but I am not finished, not yet. If you are hearing this, Marcus Hale, then know this. I still fight. I still believe." The screen went black. Marcus stared at it, stunned. The room around him burst into whispers. "She's alive," he said. Captain Daya smiled. "Then it's not over." The news spread quickly. The woman they thought they had lost was still out there, fighting alone deep in enemy space. She had survived the impossible, again, and now Everything was different. The humans weren't just defending, they were pushing forward. With the weapon plans, they could strike the Empire where it hurt. And with Terra alive, they had hope, a symbol that even the strongest enemy could change. Back in a hidden cave on a distant planet, Terra wrapped her wounds and stared at a small fire. Her armor was damaged, and her body hurt, but her spirit was strong. She held a small communicator close. "I walk alone now," she whispered, "but I am not alone in purpose." Outside in the darkness, the stars watched her, a warrior, a survivor, a bridge between enemies. In the dark sky of a distant planet, warships floated like silent giants. Lights blinked. Weapons were ready. Earth's united forces stood on one side, small, but brave. The Korean Empire stood on the other, mighty, cold, and dangerous. This was not just another battle. It was the moment that would decide the future of many worlds. And in the middle of it all, Marcus Hale prepared for one final mission. He stood in the command room, looking at the large screen showing the enemy base where the Voidhammer weapon was kept. Engineers were rushing to activate it. Time was running out. "We only have one shot," Captain Diaz said. "Once the weapon is ready, they'll fire it at Terrace 9. Millions will die." Marcus nodded. "We destroy it before that happens." The plan was risky. The team would sneak in through a weak spot found in the weapon's shield. Once inside, they would plant charges and escape before the whole thing blew up. But Marcus had one more reason to go. Terra soon. She was alive. Her message had lit a fire in his heart. And now, he hoped, somewhere deep inside, that he might find her again. As the team's ship approached the enemy station, silence filled the air. Everyone knew what was at stake. No one spoke, but their eyes said it all. Marcus stood at the front, thinking of every moment that brought him here. The first time he met Terra, her deep voice, her proud face, her words, "You alone understand me, human." He would not fail her. The ship slid through the shield gap just in time. They landed inside a dark hangar and moved fast, blasters ready. Eyes sharp, Marcus led the team through empty halls and glowing corridors. Red lights flickered above. Then a sudden voice rang in his earpiece. "Marcus Hale." He stopped. "I am in the reactor room. They are about to fire the weapon. But I have a plan." It was her Terra. She was inside the station. "She's alive," Marcus whispered to the others. "And she's in position." They changed direction and moved quickly toward the reactor room. Inside the massive core chamber, chaos had begun. Korean guards were yelling. Smoke rose from damaged panels. Something had gone wrong. Or someone had made it go wrong. Terra stood, at the center, her arms still wrapped from old wounds. She was fighting two guards at once, moving like a storm. Her blade spun in her hand. Her armor was cracked, her body tired, but her spirit burned like fire. Marcus entered just in time to see her strike down the last enemy. "Terra," he called. She turned, her eyes widening. A rare smile appeared on her scarred face. "You came back," she said. "You didn't give me a choice," he replied with a grin. Terra showed them the problem. "I disabled the weapon's power core," she said. "But it will restart in 5 minutes unless we destroy it now." Ren and the tech quickly placed explosive charges around the core. Marcus turned to Terra. "We need to go. Now." But she looked back at the core. "The system will try to reboot. Someone has to stay and hold the reset controls until the last second." "No," Marcus said firmly. "We go together, like before." Terra shook her head. "You gave me a voice, Marcus. Now let me use it one last time, for all of us." He grabbed her arm. "I'm not losing you again." She looked into his eyes. "You never lost me. I was lost long before we met, but you gave me a reason to return." She placed something in his hand. Her family insignia. Once a symbol of war, now a gift of peace. "Go," she said, stepping back. Marcus wanted to stop her. But deep down he knew. This was her choice, her final stand. He turned, ran with the team, and boarded the ship.